Now we consider the partition value. Partition means breaking something in parts. So we'll cover three things in partition value, that is quartiles, decile and percentile. What is a partition value? Partition value means it's all about dividing a particular data number, data mass or particular observation or series into equal number of parts. Now the values that actually divide those in equal number of parts, they are called partition values. Now partition values can be of primarily three types: quartiles, deciles and percentiles. If I have a data mass and I divide them in four equal parts, then the value that divides those partition values are called quartiles. If I divide them in 10 equal parts, then the partition values are called deciles. If I divide them in 100 equal parts, then the partition values are called percentiles. One thing we have to remember here, all the divisions are of equal width. So we are dividing 4 parts and 4 parts are equal. 10 parts are equal in case of decile. In case of percentile, 100 equal parts. First start with quartiles. So these are the values that divides the series in 4 equal parts. Suppose these are the total number of values, right? There can be n number of values, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever the number, and I'm arranging those number in ascending order and then dividing them in 4 equal parts. So not in terms of magnitude, but in terms of their value, not in terms of their value, but in terms of the number of observations. So if I have 100 numbers, then I should have 25 numbers here, 25 numbers here, 25 numbers in this box and 25 numbers in fourth quartile, right? So when I divide them in 4 equal parts, then actually I am going for quartiles. Now we can have this calculation for three different things. First is for individual series. What is my quartile 1? Now see, this is my first quartile, and which one is my partition here? My partition is this one. This particular line is the partition. So that is actually separating this first quartile and second quartile. So Q1 is my partition value. So Q1 is my first quartile partition value. Q2 is my second quartile partition value. Q3 is my third quartile partition value, and Q4 is my fourth quartile partition value. Now remember one thing, when I calculate Q1 or Q2, now see, this Q2 is the middle point, right? If it is 4 parts, then this is the exactly middle point. Now when I arrange a data and I find out the middle point, the data which comes in the middle point, we call it median. So normally we don't ask you to calculate quartile 2. If I need quartile 2, we directly ask then calculate median, because quartile 2 is equal to median. And also see, there is no meaning of this Q4 because that is the last data point, right? So this Q4 also is not meaningful for us. We are actually calculating Q1, this Q1 value, Q1 and Q3. How do we calculate? For an individual series, my Q1, the first quartile, that means I am trying to calculate this partition value, this one, this partition value, that is equal to 1 into, as it is the first quartile, so 1 into n plus 1 by fourth item. N is what? N is the number of observations in the series. Why it is 4? Because we are dividing in 4 equal parts. So first quartile is 1 into n plus 1 by fourth item. Second quartile is 2 into n plus 1 by fourth item. Now see, remember 2 and 4, if we strike off here, then it remains 2, n plus 1 by 2, so that becomes your median. So normally that is why we don't ask you to calculate quartile 2. If I need this number, we ask you to calculate the median. Q3, what is my quartile 3 number? Quartile 3 is 3 into n plus 1 by fourth item. What is my Q4? Q4 is 4 into n plus 1 by fourth item. See, 4 and 4 will strike off, so basically I'm not able to divide the series, so that is why it is also not useful. So what I actually calculate in quartiles, we calculate Q1, that is this particular value, this particular partition value, and Q3, that is this particular partition value. Okay, let us move to the next one. Suppose find out quartile 1 and quartile 3 of the following quartile 3 of the following numbers. These are the numbers, right? What are these numbers? Average daily expenses of students. So I have to find out quartile 1 and quartile 3. You know that why I am not asking quartile 2 and why I am not asking quartile 4. So what is my first step? First step is arranging the numbers in ascending order of magnitude. So what is my smallest number? 10, 18, 27, 32, 45, 56, 60, 64, 72. How many numbers I have? I have here 9 numbers total: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. When you arrange the number, please count it so that you don't miss a number: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So I get that my total number of observation in that is equal to 9, n equal to 9. Now I need to calculate quartile 1. What is my formula? Quartile 1 equal to 1 into n plus 1 by 4. What is my n here? N is 9. So 1 into 9 plus 1 by 4th item. So 9 plus 1 by 4th item, that is 10 by 4, 2.5th item. What is my 2.5th item? My 2.5th item is, this is first item, this is second item, and this is third item. So 2.5th item must be lying here, somewhere in between. Now how do I calculate that? First I differentiate that. So that is what? My second item plus 0.5 into third minus second. Right? Why third minus second? Because the number lies between second and third. So second item plus 0.5 into third item minus second item, as the number lies between these two numbers. So my second item is 18 and plus 0.5 into third item is 27 and second item is 18. So 27 minus 18, right? And the answer is 22.5. So my quartile 1 in this series is 22.5. Let us see quartile 3. What is the form? Quartile 3 is 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item. So what is my n? N is 9. So 3 into 9 plus 1 by 4th item. So that means 7.5th item. What is my 7th item? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is my 7th item. This is my 7th item, right? And my quartile 3 is between 7th and 8th item. So this lies somewhere here. So how do I segregate? This segregation should come like 7th item plus 0.5 into 8th item minus 7th item. So what is my 7th item? 60. 60 plus 0.5 into what is my 8th item? 64. 64 minus 60. So the answer is 62. So my quartile 3 is 62. Let's come to the discrete series with frequency. Now formula is same, but in this case my n, that is capital N, is actually sum of frequency, and that is always true in statistics. Like I have a number 10 and the frequency is 3. So the cumulative frequency for the first one is 3, then cumulative frequency for the second one, 3 plus 4 7, 7 plus 2 9, 9 plus 5 14, 14 plus 4 18, 18 plus 8 26, plus 7 33, plus 3 36. So my total number of observations n is equal to 36 here, right? My formula remains the same. Quartile 1 into n plus 1 by 4th item. Now what is my n here? 36. So 36 plus 1 by 4th item. What is that? 9.25th item. Now 9.25th item lies where? It is the calculation finding out the quartile is even simpler. What is my 9.25th item? This item up to cumulative frequency 9, this holds the up to 9th item. I need 9.25th item. So they must be lying somewhere here. So 9.25th item must be in this particular cumulative frequency. So as it belongs to this particular cumulative frequency, so and as it is a discrete number, so I cannot say 21 point something. So simply 21 is my quartile. So 9.5th item lies in cumulative frequency 14, right? So my quartile 1 will be 21. Let us try the third quartile. Third quartile is 3 into n plus 1 by 4th item. What is my n? N is 36. So 36 plus 1 by 4 into 3, that gives me 27.75. So 27.75 means this belongs to this particular cumulative frequency. So belongs to this particular cumulative frequency, and the related number is 29. So my answer will be 29. So 27.75th item lies in cumulative frequency 33. So my Q3 will be 29. In case of continuous series, the formula is little bit different, but this similar, my n is like equal to summation f. So in my continuous series, I have class intervals 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and so on. I have frequencies and I have cumulative frequencies. 3 plus 4 7, 7 plus 2 9, 9 plus 5 14, 14 plus 4 18, 18 plus 8 26, 26 plus 7 33, 33 plus 3 36. Now how do I calculate? First I have to find out Suppose I'm calculating quartile 1, I have to find out quartile 1 lies in which particular class interval. Once I identify the class interval, the next step is to find out